So again, we're here with Matt.
Welcome back, Matt.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
You came back.
I came back.
Yeah, wow. The travel time.
Are we going to travel again?
I don't want to do Travelers ever again.
All right. Fair enough.
I think you should cut that because we're trying to stay evergreen.
That's true. Yeah, I'll cut that. Dang it, Matt. Idiot.
What does that mean? Evergreen.
Evergreen's like, we don't want to talk about, tomorrow's Valentine's Day because it dates the podcast versus making it evergreen. I'll cut all this.
Like we could do the jobs because we're thinking about putting the jobs episode out when, after the dry bar so that we can use the dry bar.
Yes.
So that might not come out till later.
That makes sense. Evergreen.
Evergreen.
I gotcha.
It's his word.
All this is going to be on it.
And that is a look behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Welcome to Whiskey Bits,
With Matt and Phil.
where we talk all things whiskey.
And all things comedy. So what do we have today, Phil?
I have been dying
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry if you're dying.
to
That was
try
so
this.
easy. Oh, it was just really easy.
I've been dying to try this whiskey since you called me last Friday, and it's Tuesday now.
Speaking of being evergreen, we can't
It's not
talk
a
about
date.
dates or days.
This is day.
January 1st.
All right, set us back up. We're doing this.
He's just
again.
naming dates.
I had to break.
It's Halloween
the tension.
now.
No, this is good. So it's Halloween now.
Welcome back, Matt.
Welcome back.
Welcome back again.
All that travel.
So, gosh, guys are the worst. I'm gonna be listening to this and I'm just gonna hear smacks. Now the coughing.
It's all
So many
over.
noises. Reset. Stop. Reset. Start. Okay.
Wave off.
All right. What do we got, Phil?
So this is the Weller Full Proof, and the gold label on the side is a Sazerac Barrel Select picked by Benny's. So that is this is a Barrel Select. So this is a little bit more special than just your
Yeah, and I didn't know
run
that.
of the mill
I didn't know that.
Full Proof.
So,
What does that mean?
are you aware of this,
Barrel
Matt?
select?
That's.
No,
I think
I'm
Matt needs
not
to
at
know
all,
about this because this is
I'm
cool.
a total noob.
So
This is great.
somebody from Benny's, or a group of people from Benny's, went down to Buffalo Trace, and they were given the opportunity to drink out of this barrel, to try it and say we like it or we don't, and they picked the barrel that this entire
What?
yeah. So this is a single barrel, full proof Weller
From one barrel,
from one barrel.
which is what single barrel means.
I did deduce that, thankfully.
There's that noise again.
There is that noise again.
Oh,
It's a good noise.
you know what that noise reminds me of?
What, man?
Probably when you're doing the drug testing, the sound of the guy's pee when he's peeing in a cup.
It's much more consistent than
I was gonna say that's like a thick sound. Like, what did you just drink Jello for 3 straight weeks? What are you doing?
So the reason I think Weller is one of the best is it's the original wheated bourbon, and so this one is it's actually the same mash bill as Pappy Van Winkle.
Oh,
It's the same.
okay.
mash
Explain all that again. Wheated bourbon, first of all.
bill.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
All right.
Here he goes. This is
So-
why he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be called. What did I call you?
An aficionado.
He doesn't want to be called an aficionado, which sounds cool. Nobody knows. He could be an aficionado. He doesn't want to be called that, but he's an enthusiast, a hobbyist.
An enthusiast.
But he really does know his
fair.
stuff. Okay, go ahead.
So first of all, it's a bourbon, so we can cross that off the list. So we know it's made in America. It was aged in new oak barrels.
Okay.
Has nothing added but water to it. It's 51% corn. Now we add the wheated part, which is it is a heavier wheat that's put into it than maybe another bourbon would be. And so they can throw that on there that there's a significant amount of wheat that's in here. Typically, wheat will bring out a little bit more of a sweetness. Like if you think of wheat bread, brings out.
I think of
just
wheat
a
bread
little bit.
all the time. I'm thinking about it right now.
I'm thinking about it now because we mentioned it.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe that's why.
that's exactly why. So,
stupid.
So a mash bill is a collection of grain
Idiot.
that is then distilled down to the alcohol, put into a barrel.
I missed everything you just said. Start over. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Just
The mash build.
Just
'Cause
run it
that's-
back.
No, but I'll just rewatch this and then I'll get it later.
Yeah,
and you'll
get it.
understand it later.
But the mash build.
But instead, you've interrupted me, and now I have to start over.
No, the mash build though, because that's my question is for a weeded bourbon, it's not that they backfill it with a weed thing
No, there's just more wheat in it.
in the mash, but it's
Correct.
still 51% corn.
At
So let's just for giggles. Do we still giggle as men?
You do.
Okay. Hee. For giggles, what?
Who's giggles?
I don't know. My old babysitter.
That's weird.
Oh, we're moving on. Gosh, where did that come from? Childhood memory that just popped in my. Good Lord. Moving on. Giggles the clown. Okay. So for the.
We're gonna find this track and be back on it at some point. I promise.
For the mash build.
it'll return.
51% corn. Sure. Could it be 50.5 or 50.0001 and still be considered a bourbon? Corn? Or does it have to be 51?
I think 51% corn is pretty.
Standard.
I mean, well, that's the rule.
Okay. But not like, so it has to be 51. That's the number. Okay.
At least
Okay.
it can be
I was gonna say, can it be more?
99%,
Okay,
Mellow
yeah.
corn, 100,000% corn.
100,000% corn.
Just you're drinking corn juice.
It's we've milked
Have you ever had
little
cream?
kernels.
Yeah, you take the kernels. Oh, that.
And now you're drinking
milk in the corn.
Yeah, right.
Can milk anything. So the wheat though then comes in with the corn in that same mash. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there's going to be, maybe there's barley or there's some rye or there's some other grains that are in that mash bill that, go into the distilling process to get the alcohol out of.
Why don't they, you look at like, a food item, it's always going to have the ingredients and the percentages. Why don't they do that? Is it just because it's so secretive?
It's because it's so secret.
They just don't want people to know.
Yeah, they can't tell you.
I mean,
Then you could make it.
But Fruit Loops, I know what's in Fruit Loops. I'm like, I'm not going to make Fruit Loops.
no, but the 11 herbs and spices that go into KFC?
Yeah.
Huh.
Salt, pepper,
We're going to do all of them?
we're gonna do this now.
salt,
More salt.
probably a lot of salt, seasoned salt.
Yeah.
Okay, Bubba Gump. Are we gonna go into naming all of the salts that you can come up with?
Bubba Gump.
And yes, it is secretive because anybody could make it at that point. So they do hold that. Those master distillers hold that pretty close to the vest.
They
There you
do
go.
wear vests. Okay.
Or aprons or whatever.
I don't think they wear aprons. I can see like a lab.
Hazmat suits.
Yeah, or like one of those like lab leather lab aprons, maybe
Yes.
like a horseshoe putter on her guy would wear.
Oh, that's probably what they used for the last one. That's why it tasted like a leather shoe.
That's right.
Wow.
Ooh, he's he's an aficionado in
No.
of itself.
Hobbyist.
Hobbyist.
Enthusiast.
Better than a lobbyist.
Yeah.
Wait a
So
minute.
should we try it?
Yeah, I think we should try it. It's been sitting here for a couple minutes, which I think is good.
Is that bad though? Did we miss out on?
No, I don't think so, because this is a full proof. So a lot of times with bourbon and other whiskeys, they'll proof it down to something that's a little bit more manageable and drinkable.
So you don't die.
So you don't die.
So I'm gonna die? Is
Yep.
that okay?
It's very
Yep.
likely.
Great.
This may be your first and last episode.
There you go.
Or your last and second.
Depending on the release
Or your
order.
third and fifth.
There we go again. Evergreen. You guys are screwing this up. Who cares? Nobody cares.
So this is
I
this
can
is
smell it
full-
already. I think when you brought it by, I can smell it.
Oh my goodness. And doesn't it smell
I feel-
fantastic?
I feel like
you
it's-
can smell something.
I feel like it smells like apples in the apple orchard.
That's really amazing. It's really amazing. Yeah, so a lot of
You don't
bourbon.
even have to bring it close.
No.
No. They'll proof them down to 100 proof, 90 proof. That's usually what you're looking at. And so this one will have the actual.
Was it like 109?
Listed on 114. So 57% alcohol.
Most of these things put hair on your chest. This will burn it straight off.
Man,
gone.
On your chest,
You-
your throat, your face.
Everywhere that
you
hair
nailed it. Caramel
grows.
apple.
I'm telling you. It reminds me of fall.
Yeah, lots of caramel apple for me. on
Oh, a
this one.
lot of caramel apple. That just smells amazing. See,
It
there's
really
the thing.
does.
Like, remember how I said the last couple times I've done the nose test, and is it called nosing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've just smelled alcohol, but the higher quality stuff, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I
What's
actually
crazy,
get the fruits and stuff.
This is 114 proof. The other stuff that we've tried in the past,
Had less alcohol.
90, 100, something like that. It's all ethanol.
That's
It's
insane.
kind of burning off of there. Yeah.
Wow.
Do you smell like in all honesty, like can you get fruit notes and stuff?
Well, I definitely caught the apple when it's like
Yeah, right. Like,
I'm
it
just
was,
like-
whose glass it was, but
wafting it towards
Yeah.
my face, and it's just all over. It's so strong.
it smells so good. I almost don't want to stop smelling it.
You don't have to. As
And I
this
won't.
opens up, it'll keep smelling better and better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's happening? I know this is probably juvenile, or what did they call that? When it's like,
Moronic.
no, not moronic.
When you
Not
ask a stupid question.
Yeah, like in food, they're like, oh, it's so this.
Why don't you ask the question? We'll see if we can work our way back rather than
See
just
where we
stabbing
need to
in the
be.
dark at
There's a word
some
and I can't think of
ridiculous
it, and I
thing.
thought maybe by my facial expression you'd get it, but
Oh, yeah. Does it have letters?
yes.
Okay.
It has
Great.
letters.
Do you know what the letters are?
No.
Okay.
No
Sounds?
idea. Sure.
Great.
Okay. It's so...
Pedestrian. That's it.
Yeah, that's usually what they say about people who are eating food or walking in the street.
Pedestrian. Why did I even say that? What were we talking about?
You said, tell me what's happening. This is so...
What's the word for it?
They say it in
this
food
is
all the
so
time.
pedestrian.
Okay, yeah. Oh, bringing it back. This is probably so pedestrian to say this as a whiskey person, but and again, I'm not. Who am I? But why? Again, you explained it to me once before. Why does it? Even with wine, I'm like, okay, I don't get it. Why does it open up? Why do the flavors come out more as it sits?
Yeah, that's as the oxygen penetrates and burns off some of that ethanol, it will release some of the flavors and notes and things like that that you get in the whiskey.
I'm sorry, you said penetrates, and I can't.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12-year-old.
12-year-old? Is this a 12-year? Oh, I'm a 12-year-old. Yeah,
12-year-old.
that's probably true.
Okay, so I said
To
penetrates
penetrating
in the-
oxygen. Did you know this is
What I wanna
this
know-
is called a bunghole? Did you know that? I learned that. He told me that last time. No, it really is. That's what it's called.
I know.
It's called a bunghole.
It's just that you
and
present
in one
that after the 12-year-old moment. It's
I know.
That's it just keeps it
just
going.
got to get it all out while it's on the mind.
I said penetrate. You looked right at him. I'm not really sure why.
It's because I've seen him naked.
I've seen you naked.
Also true.
Have you seen me naked?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Man, I'm learning a lot today.
This is really good. You asked how old it is, right?
Yeah, and I haven't even sipped it yet. People are
haven't
probably like,
sipped
what
it
the
yet?
heck am I
Wow.
listening to? If they've made it this far, congratulations. I thank you for your service to my own mental health.
Foolproof indeed.
Oh, yeah. You know, like
right
the
there.
little hole in the top of your mouth? It went up in there.
Into your nose.
Your
It is
nose?
now a part of that one.
that hole.
It is now a part of my sinus system.
So no age statement on this one. So we don't know how long it's at.
Why did they do that? I want to know. Is it because, again, the recipe thing? They don't want to put it on there?
No, I don't really know why they wouldn't
'Cause it's
put
like,
an
it's
age
been a
statement
year.
on it.
Yeah, it's-
Probably
They're
because
not
it's
required to.
and maybe it's just not impressive. Because if it was impressive, I would want to put it on there. But if they're thinking, oh, it's going to detract from the perceived value of it, they
Sure.
maybe they don't put it on.
Potentially,
Right?
That's always a potential concern.
Because if that's a 4-year, you would think different of it, right?
I wouldn't think anything of it because I don't think of whiskey in an aged sort of way.
No, because don't they say that there's a certain amount of years? Somebody told me this is like 6 or 8, where it actually gets worse.
Yeah, or it doesn't get much better.
Doesn't get better.
It doesn't get better, and then you have the risk reward, because the longer it sits in the barrel, the less you're going to get out of that barrel because of evaporation, because of the angel share, because of the devil's cut, all of those reasons.
Devil, don't get me down.
You're going to maybe come up with less whiskey than what you can put in.
And the amount of whiskey is going to stink because you may or may not get good whiskey.
Or it's going to be good. I mean, the aging process, it's going to be good, but again, you're going to have so few. I mean,
there's
opened up barrels that you think are going to be fantastic barrels 20 years later, and it's completely empty.
What?
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Feel bad for that guy. He's like, this is the best mash I've ever done. It's going to be the greatest, I tell ya.
Pop it open.
Pop it open.
Where'd it go?
There's nothing in here.
When I hear the crazy thing is in Kentucky, where a majority of this stuff is made, you actually pay taxes on the space that the barrel takes up as if it were full.
Oh.
For the number of years. So imagine aging a barrel of whiskey for 20 years, opening up, it's empty, you've paid taxes on all of that alcohol, and you get nothing out of it. You get nothing out of it.
Sunk.
But he's not going to do that again. Matt again.
That again.
That would suck.
It would be bad.
Does it happen with wine?
Great question.
No idea.
I don't know.
This isn't a wine podcast.
Wine.
Take your wine question and
He's
leave.
not a wine enthusiast. Come on.
Oh, that's true.
Wine, don't you take that somewhere else?
Oh, gosh. Here we go. Every time we do a dad joke, we got to...
Take a shot from the. Take a shot from the dad joke.
That would be a dangerous.
Yes.
That actually sounds like a thing that we should do.
Yes.
Every dad joke, you gotta take one out of there.
Take a sip of the.
It's
I
like
kinda
getting
like that
smacked
idea.
it's like the slap thing all over
It
again.
is.
It's literally no different. Drinking Old Tub is like doing professional slap in the face sport.
But then it will be an infinity.
So what is it? What's in there? It's Old Tub.
Old Tub.
Old Tub. Unfiltered, uncut, undelicious.
Undeserving. Undelicious. We want to stay.
I mean, somebody likes it. And
That
if
one
you
guy.
like it, please come over and
come on over and tell us about it. And then we'll
Oh man,
kick you out.
you really could just smell this.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? There was like another... On that one, I got another flavor. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, apple pie? Is that wrong? I don't know.
No, I mean, caramel apple and apple pie sounds... Yeah, that would make sense. But this is going to have a little bit more of the spice, right? You caught a little bit more of the spice than
It's
the
definitely
sweet
got-
and the savory.
Yeah.
Now you've got a little bit of a spice on it.
Yep.
Yeah, like a cinnamon or...
And you're not... Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I really do want to let this one sit a little bit
It's
longer.
delicious.
I feel like it's going to get sweeter as it sits.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
I bet it does.
I found... I don't know how I came upon this article. I just think it's funny, and I'm like... I don't know. Maybe somebody's done a joke on it, but... Did you guys know... Have you heard of the Emu War? Emu War? You know what an emu is?
Yes.
Like the animal?
Yeah.
An emu.
Like
Have
the
you-
large bird.
It looks like a giant bird.
It is a giant bird.
Yeah.
It also
Okay.
looks
It's like an
a
ostrich.
giant bird.
It looks like a giant ostrich.
It looks like a giant bird. It also is a giant bird, therefore. Emu War.
What
Have you heard of the emu?
No. What is that?
That sounds like you're really struggling to say Emu War.
I can't say emu.
Why are you putting such an emphasis on the U?
I don't know. Is it emu or emu?
I mean, at this
I can
point,
say either.
Does it matter?
It does to the emus
I'm not sure the emus care.
because their brain's the size of a pea. So
We're gonna have emus
apparently
knocking down the door.
in Australia,
Land
the
of
Great Emu War, not just the Emu War, the Great.
Are you saying Emu Award?
No,
Or war?
emu bird war.
Okay.
A war of emus.
Emus? Like,
Just think about this.
Are the emus fighting each other?
Wait,
wait, are there
I'll get
people
there.
riding on emus?
I will get there. We joked in a podcast episode about a chicken army.
Yes.
This is a real thing. An emu army. In 1932 in Australia, there were so many emus, which are large flightless birds indigenous to Australia, that they were destroying crops. And so the government said, hey, we need to, like, kill some emus. Well,
So
apparently...
Uplifting story, Matt. Thank you so
Hold on.
much.
Apparently, people were unsuccessful at killing emus. So much so that the Royal Australian Artillery soldiers had to get involved. What? Armed with Lewis guns. I don't even know what that is.
Lewis guns?
This is Wikipedia, so this could just be crap. This could be like some teenager like, I'm going to make a story up.
I kind of feel like Madigan might know what a Lewis gun is.
I do know what a Lewis...
What the heck is a Lewis gun?
I mean, it's like a cannon.
Wait, is the cannon
artillery.
balls? Is the cannons that we're shooting at the chickens?
That's... We didn't even know we were talking about history. We had no idea.
Right, because
So-
chickens.
So, the Royal Australian, you can look this up. Royal Australian Artillery soldiers armed with Lewis guns leading the media to adopt the name Emu War or Emu War when referring to the incident. Although many, this is what kills me, is the Australians lost.
Oh no, I was wrong. It's not an artillery. It's not like an artillery.
It's not a shot.
It's like an early machine gun.
Okay, well that's even funnier. They basically hired
The
all the
Australians
Rambos.
lost.
Wait, they lost against
They lost.
emus.
Although many birds were killed, the emu population persisted and continued to cause crop destruction. End of story.
That's it. There were too many
love
emus.
how many-
They tried to kill him. They couldn't kill him
really,
fast
though,
enough.
How many Australians were lost in the Battle of the Emus?
That's what I would love to know. I feel like, oh man, can you imagine World War One? Large number following World War One. So you get out of World War One.
Survive the trenches.
Large numbers of discharged veterans who served in the war were given land. Okay, so they were given land and they started farming and blah blah blah. They come back. Oh my gosh, the life for these guys, man. They have World War One. They're given land after the war. Great. Oh, we're gonna be a farmer. Great. Oh,
Yeah.
Great Depression hits.
Yeah.
Okay, so then because of the Great Depression, they got to work harder and make more wheat. I'm just getting this from Wikipedia. I don't know what the crap I'm talking about, but it's interesting.
Yeah.
They had to get more wheat. Okay, cool. The government's like, hey, this is gonna be great for you. We're gonna give you some subsidies. Blah 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 blah. Wheat prices still fell. It was so intense. Farmers preparing to harvest these crops. Wow. So I'll just read this part. Wheat prices continued to fall, and by October 1932, this is from Wikipedia, the situation intensified with the farmers preparing to harvest the season's crop while simultaneously threatening to refuse to deliver the wheat. Because the prices fell, they grew so much of it, but then the prices kept falling. The government's like, hey, we're going to give you some subsidies to help with the price falling. Didn't help. Well, then, all of that, the difficulties of the farmers were worsened by the arrival of approximately 20,000 emus.
20,000?
Because they migrate for breeding. Oh my gosh. With the cleared land and additional water supplies being made available for the livestock by the farmers, the emus found that the cultivated lands were good habitat. Basically, hey, the emus are like, hey, they're doing some good things over here. They got a lot of water. They got a lot of crops. It's like the promised land for emus. Let's go.
Be great.
The Moses of the emus was like,
The Moses.
we're going to the promised land, baby.
Let's invade our homeland.
Yeah, they get to the promised.
Indigenous of
Well,
Australia.
now they're indigenous because they're there. And then there's a war that starts. So these poor
The
farmers.
farmers are caught between the Royal Army
I just
and the
think,
emu.
oh my gosh. Can you
their
imagine?
land.
Like, we thought we had it bad with COVID. That's much worse. Emus attacking.
Destroying your crops that the government isn't going to pay you for anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
There's a joke in here somewhere. The whole thing's a joke.
Well, it's very sad. I mean, I'm sure it's similar to like the potato famine in Ireland.
Well, potatoes aren't trying to kill you, though.
Correct.
Like, what did here's what I want to know. Here's where the joke is. Here's what I think it is. What does the battle look like from one soldier to one emu? That's what I want to see. Like, if you were to be like, let's do a like I want to see like History Channel do a documentary.
Well, you're talking about a Lewis gun. Like, that's a machine gun.
Are they like
this?
The bird is just
yeah, they're like
flipping that around.
like they're dodging. They're like the Matrix bird.
Yeah.
It's like the Matrix of
All of them.
and the are they like gathering together? Do they have a plan? Like, are the emus like, okay, we're, are they drawing, do they have little maps that are like, okay, this farm's over here, Bill, you're going to go over there?
Well, I think they've got long legs, so they probably scratch it into the dirt.
Right, yeah. They're like, all right. Like, do they come out at night? Do they just go in broad daylight? Like, what is their battle strategy?
One thing we know for sure, they did not have an air force.
They are flightless birds.
They are flightless birds.
That's true.
It was a complete ground attack. So
It was a full-on ground attack.
yes.
Well,
those were
I mean,
straight on ground attack.
Are we sure they didn't enlist any other bird allies?
Right.
Yeah, or
do they have
bird
allies?
What about kangaroos? I mean, did
True.
they maybe try to get some
Very
kangaroos
true.
involved?
Maybe the
You know what?
kangaroo
Hold on a
mafia
second.
stepped away and was
Because
like,
I feel like I could be making this up. The war, the quote unquote war. And here's the thing: there's a guy.
Wait. Which the war are we talking about? World War One,
the Emu
Great
War.
War or the Emu
The
War?
Emu War.
the Great War, the Great Emu War.
Defense. This is the best statement I've ever read on any article ever. Are you ready for this? The fact that the guy had to do this, he's probably thinking, "What am I? This is my life. I'm actually having
this really
This is
happening now?
this is a governmental order." Okay.
Okay, wait. Let's set the scene here. It's 19.
What did I say?
32.
32.
32 is 1932. You are the what in the
Defense minister.
You are the defense minister of all of Australia.
Of Australia.
And you have to come out in front of people,
Give a speech
and say
about birds.
And
you have to say what?
You have to. Defense Minister Sir George Pierce ordered the army to cull the emu population. He was later called the Minister of the Emu War in Parliament by Senator James Dunn.
Meanwhile, in Europe,
Right? Oh, no. Oh, man.
this is what we're worried about.
In Australia.
We're worried about the emus.
It was conducted under blah, 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 the Royal Artillery, 7th Heavy Artillery, with Meredith commanding soldiers, Sergeant S. McMurray and Gunner J.O. Halloran, armed with 2 Lewis guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition.
This is the problem. They sent 3 guys to take care of 20,000 birds.
However,
I see the issue.
here's the thing, though. It was raining, so they had to delay it. Because it was raining. Which it caused the emus to scatter.
Oh, my gosh.
So here's the thing. We have guns, but they scatter with rain.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like the minister was like, hey, can you put together a group to just deal with these birds? And some general was like, yeah, I got it. I got the best
Trigger
guys.
happy.
And he gets
one
the
guy.
3 biggest idiots that he needs to deal with and sends them off into the bush. And like, they like shoot everything that's not, and then they have to like, well, how do we explain that we lost?
We lost?
How do we? It rained. It rained. And they ran.
The birds fled.
We just got to cover this up.
It's like they could have just sprayed him with a hose. They would have fled. The rain lasted from October to November. And then they deployed troops.
For a month.
Multiple troops.
Plural. That's why they needed to send 3 so they can make it plural.
This is just odd. The troops were deployed.
Now we're getting
The rain ceased. They deployed troops, according to some newspaper, and they said that they had to assist farmers, and according to a newspaper account, to collect 100 emu skins, so that their feathers could be used to make hats for light horsemen.
What?
So now they're going into fashion.
They got distracted.
They're like, hey, look,
by the fashion.
not only are we going to kill these guys, but there's an opportunity
Well, could you imagine
for some new fashion wear for our light horsemen.
The Australian outcry. If you're just going to cull a whole bunch of emus with
At least do something with them. Oh, we'll make
make
hats.
some hats?
Can we at least get some hats?
We'll make some
It's
hats.
a little sunny.
Then somebody got real excited about the hats.
I love how
And they
there's
got distracted.
Yeah, there's an part of the article says first attempt, which alludes to the fact that there's
more than one to
attempt.
kill the birds.
Oh my gosh!
The giant flightless birds.
Why didn't you just take all of that wheat, buy up all of that wheat, put it in one corner of a field, and let them have it?
Just go over there.
Just
this
eat
is
all of that
insane.
over there.
It's insane.
And then while they're enjoying the wheat, build a fence.
Oh,
They
there
can't
you go.
Fly over it.
And now you can,
now you can send the
have a
3
source
idiots.
of protein.
Now you get the 3 idiots that can go over there and shoot
Right.
fish in a barrel.
Exactly.
Hold on a second.
It gets better.
We're in the legacy section now.
No.
There's a legacy.
There's a
section of this
legacy.
story?
Oh no.
In 2019, a musical adaptation of the story was
Oh my goodness.
was workshopped
What
in
is
Melbourne.
it called? Come on.
It's workshopped in Melbourne by playwright Simeon
Okay.
and composer James Court. An action comedy film titled The Emu War.
At
premiered
least it's an action comedy.
Oh yeah. At least
hold on.
They knew what they had.
Ready for this? Another action comedy retelling of the events was written by John Cleese, Monty Franklin,
This makes sense.
Rob
Yeah.
Schneider,
This makes sense.
one of my faves, Camilla Cleese, and Jim Jeffries, was aiming to begin production in 2023 or 24. I gotta ask my buddy Jamie if he knows anything about that.
What?
Yeah, that's
So we're gonna get a Monty Python version.
ridiculous.
I want to see this movie. If
That
any
needs
movie
to
gets made,
happen.
that movie will make
Oh
$1
my
billion in the box
gosh.
office.
The Emu War.
I just think like there's not even a joke. The whole thing's a joke. It's just telling
a
the
joke.
story.
Yeah.
I think telling the story.
But like, what's
is
funny
really good.
about
Is
that?
the
Like,
funny
similar
part.
with the drug thing, right? Like, the funny thing about the drug is when you go, okay, yeah, this happens. You do drug testing for athletes, but then you take a weird sport like curling, and you say, what are we testing them for? Well, same thing with this. What is the war strategy against emus? Like, this is being made up on the spot, and then like they're winning. So like, what's their strategy?
The emus are winning.
What are they doing? And can we then learn from this when we go to war?
Right.
So that we now have better.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, "I want to see how this played out."
Yes.
Because I want to see what you would look like pretending to be an emu.
I'm already pretending to be a raptor.
Running from a Lewis gun.
Yes.
Show me
I think it's just this.
emu dodging
Got it.
Lewis gun.
Dodging.
I may not be able to do
machine
vocal
gun
impressions, but I can do body impressions.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. I'm very interested in this. More so, I would say more so to figure out, is it emu or emu?
No one knows. Nobody knows. I don't
Someone knows, but they're not going to tell us.
that somebody was probably killed by the emu.
The emu.
Seriously, any fatalities in that, human fatalities, I really hope there weren't any.
Right.
But I would like to know.
But like, you wouldn't want people to know as well.
I'm telling you, cover up.
It's totally a government cover-up. Were they really emus? Were they aliens? We don't know.
We'll never know.
It's insane. I just thought
Until
that was
the
a
movie
funny
comes
story.
out.
It's
I'm
a
like,
good story.
I'm like,
Hilarious.
what are we going to call this episode? Weller Foolproof Emu.
Weller emu.
Weller Emu War.
But here's the problem: is nobody's gonna know how to say the name of the episode.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one's going to
including
be.
us.
true.
We just
I have
did
no
it
idea.
twice, and we have no.
We're
idea.
probably just really stupid.
right.
And like, it's obvious what it's called. Emu.
Emus don't fly. They don't swim.
They don't
So
do
there's no-
anything.
no
What do they
navy.
do?
How could you not take care of 20,000 emus?
Underestimating them?
Never underestimate an emu.
Never underestimate the intelligence.
If we've learned anything today, it's that we don't know how old this whiskey is, and never underestimate an emu.
Those are the two takeaways.
Yeah, definitely.
The end. Thanks for listening.
That's good.
Be careful out there. There might be an emu.
Next time on Whiskey Bits.
My grandpa looks almost exactly like Ray Fiennes.
Okay.
That's probably why.
That's probably why I see it.
But I'd like to think I look like maybe a Ryan Gosling or like a Ryan Reynolds or really any of the Ryans.
Yeah.
Ryan Pitt.
I don't know who Ryan Pitt is.
It's the lesser known brother of Brad Pitt. He's actually a car mechanic. Hey Ryan, you done with my muffler? You need to work on that. You need to finish that up for me? Oh, you're not done with it? Oh, you broke it. The muffler's still broken. Okay, Ryan. Well, look, you said you were the best, and I believed you, but now I'm starting to think that you're not. I will talk to Brad. I will talk to Brad right now. Don't let me. I will bring Brad into this conversation about my muffler. You promised me a muffler fix. Right now, I'm not seeing it.
I don't know why that's funny. I don't think it would be funny normally.
Ryan Pitt fixing my muffler.
It's so dumb. But the best part is that you're friends with Brad Pitt, and you have his brother working on your car.
His brother Ryan is a car mechanic.
Hey, thanks for sticking around. That's it for this episode of Whiskey Bits. But if you enjoyed yourself, please like, share, and subscribe on your favorite platform.